Welcome back. Our guest this week, Adeola Oyinlade, is a lawyer and human rights and international law expert and the United Nations Young Ambassador for Peace. He joins me now to discuss Europe's migrant crisis. Adeola, thank you for joining us. Does this deal signed by the EU and Turkey show any thought towards migrant welfare in Europe?
The people who actually design it, work the agreement, say yes. But personally, I don't actually agree. Because if you are talking about migrants, these are people who are fleeing war-torn countries, people who are persecuted, who are looking for what we call international protection. And if they are asking for international protection, it's expected that they will be given what we call social support, moral support. They will have access to, medication. Their children will be able to go to school. And if you now ask me, because this agreement, this deal was struck on Friday, it's expected to take force for implementation on Sunday, 20th March 2016. Then the question is, do we have all this on ground, as in the mechanism, the implementation, the safeguards expected of a country that wants to host the refugees? Of course, the agreement actually said that Turkey will now be, the refugee camp for the Europe. But regrettably, if you look at the mechanism that's supposed to be in place to manage this situation, is not on ground. The same thing applies to Greece, because what's the purpose of this agreement between European head of state and government and the Turkish government is that who illegal migrants on the Turkish water or who find themselves to Greece will be forcefully returned back, to Turkey. Then, if all these mechanisms are not in place, because they are supposed to be heard first, and if Greece is to look at their claims, because we are talking about over 1 million people in 2015, over 132,000 in 2016, do we have the capable hands who will listen to them individually, as is supposed to take a full force on 20th of March 2016. All these are not grand at the moment, and I have my fear whether this will provide any support for the migrants.
Under this deal, migrants arriving in Greece will be sent back to Turkey if they do not apply for asylum or if their claim is rejected. Now, I know this clears up the clog in Greece, but if Turkey becomes a dumping ground for migrants not staying in Europe, how much help can it really give to the looming thousands that it's about to receive?
The first question people are asking is, why Turkey? Because if people are seeking international protection, then you should look at the human rights record of the host country. There was a report a couple of days ago that some Syrian who are currently in Turkey are being exploited. There was another report that said that some Syrians were actually detained without access to their lawyers and members of their families. And if you also look at Turkey as a country, uh, Turkey had issues with Cyprus, Kurdish separatists as well. And there's some journalists, lawyers, activists have been thrown into prison without a fair trial. This is a serious concern on itself. Why Turkey in the first place? Then if you also look at the consideration the European Union is giving Turkey, you will see that it is appearing more of a political show, because European government in return will actually give Turkey 6 billion euros. Not only that, they will also consider them for EU membership. They've started this talk before now, but with acceptance of Turkey, it will now accelerate discussion for EU membership. And again, free visa, Schengen visa, will now be given to Turkish citizens. It appears that if you can take this responsibility of ours, then we can also listen to you.
Now, Adeola, although the UN Refugee Agency has agreed to take part in this scheme, it's still not comfortable with the agreement. Why do you think the agency is afraid?
Yes, the first fear of a UN agency in charge of refugees has to do with whether the mechanism are already in place. If you claim that you've giving that responsibility to a country as a refugee camp for your region, we're talking about Europe, there are some safeguards that are supposed to be in place. Are the safeguards in place at the moment when the agreement reached on Friday? As we have full force of law as from Sunday, like I mentioned. For example, the another fear is whether this will not actually contravene, international and European laws as well. Because under international law, there is what we call pacta sunt servanda. When a country signs, ratified, and transformed into local law, international treaty, it is duty bound, to fulfill that obligation. But in the right of refugees are recognized under international law. And it says that when they are captured or when they are found, their claim must be heard. And even if their claims are set aside, they also have right of appeal. But in this situation, any illegal migrant found on either Greece water or Turkish water will be forcefully sent back without, hearing them, except Syrian that they gave consideration, which is also where a discrimination to some other countries, or nationals of other countries. We have war-torn situations also in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Now, the bottom line here at the end of the day is that people will be discouraged from making the trip on dangerous waters to get to Europe, knowing that a lot of them will not reach their destination in other parts of Europe. Do you think the migrants could be discouraged from making the journey?